If you want to turn scrap metal into real projects or finally fix that gate, nothing beats having your own MIG welder, especially when you don't have to spend a fortune. Right now, affordable MIG welders are more powerful and versatile than ever, making pro-level welding possible in any home garage. Whether you want something simple for DIY repairs, or you need real muscle for thick steel and even aluminum, there's a welder here that fits your budget and ambition. I've narrowed it down to the 7 best affordable MIG welders you can buy today, including ultra-portable 110-volt models and dual-voltage powerhouses for bigger jobs. All the links to these welders are in the video description, so you can check out the latest prices and specs yourself. Let's get right to it. Starting us off, the Welder Flux 135 PRO is a 135 amp, 110-volt flux core MIG that's absolutely made for first-timers. It's a pure gasless welder, so there's no need for a separate gas bottle or regulator, and you can weld right out of the box with the included wire. What stands out immediately is just how simple this thing is to set up. The synergic control means you dial in your amperage and it automatically adjusts the voltage and wire feed speed for you. The big LED display keeps things beginner-friendly, and the whole unit is super light at just over 16 pounds, so you can haul it around the garage or backyard with one hand. You're not getting gas MIG or fancy TIG here. This is strictly flux core, which does mean a bit more spatter and a rougher finish on thin sheet metal. But if you're new and want to avoid the hassle of gas or complex settings, it's hard to go wrong. It'll handle mild steel up to about 5/32 of an inch, and it's a favorite for hobbyists patching up trailers, lawn gear, or even making simple metal art. The build is what you'd expect at this price, mostly plastic housing, basic clamps, and the occasional fiddly wire feeder door. But honestly, for under $160, you get everything you need to start welding. And I have to say, the ease of use on this model is impressive. It's perfect for a beginner, a student, or anyone who wants a tool for quick home repairs or learning the ropes without spending a fortune. If you care even more about portability, the ARC-CAPTAIN-MIG Welder 135A is basically the featherweight champ of this roundup. This is another 110-volt only, flux core MIG with stick and lift TIG capabilities. But at just 9 pounds, it's ridiculously light for a welder. You could actually sling this over your shoulder and walk to a friend's house, which is exactly what some folks do. The real highlight here is the interface. A single knob does it all, and the large LED screen makes setup foolproof. You set your wire diameter and material thickness, and the machine handles the voltage and wire speed automatically. It comes with a full starter kit, including the torch, ground clamp, electrode holder, and even a shoulder strap. You're still limited to flux core, so you can't get those clean gas MIG welds, but for anyone who just needs to weld steel up to about 1/8 inch, it's more than capable. The art quality is surprisingly smooth for such a compact machine, and it even features smart cooling, so the fan only kicks on when needed. The main trade-off, besides the lack of gas MIG, is that the leads are pretty short and the build is lightweight, definitely more on the hobbyist side. If you're just starting out and want something you can toss in the trunk, work on fences, or drag around the yard, this is the one I'd grab. And for anyone who's been nervous about getting into welding because of bulky gear, you'll appreciate just how approachable this little unit is. Now, if you want something that doesn't force you to choose between gas and flux core, the Bestark MIG 145-9GEN brings a lot more flexibility to the table while still being affordable. The key advantage here is its dual voltage design. You can run it on 110 volts in your home shop or switch to 220 volts for bigger jobs. It's a true 4-in-1 welder: gas MIG, flux core MIG, stick, and even lift TIG. You get the option to run shielding gas for cleaner welds, perfect for bodywork or indoor fab, and the digital screen lets you either use synergic auto settings or take manual control as you get more comfortable. I have to say the engineering on this one is impressive for the money. It's under 15 pounds, yet can weld 1/4 inch steel on 220 volts with a duty cycle up to 60%. The kit is well thought out. It comes with everything from a gas hose to extra tips and even a carrying strap. The only real knocks are that the interface is a little more complex, which could slow down absolute beginners, and the leads are on the shorter side, so you'll want the machine close to your work. It can't do ACTIG, so no aluminum TIG, but you do get basic lift TIG for steel. One thing I love is the ability to start on simple flux core jobs, then graduate to gas MIG for more delicate projects. like patching thin auto panels or building shelving, without needing a new welder. If you're planning to get serious about metalworking, this model really opens up your options and is a great bridge between entry-level and pro gear. Speaking of stepping up your game, the Welder MIG 205DS Pro is a standout if you need more power, versatility, and the ability to tackle bigger or more demanding projects. This 200-amp dual-voltage multi-process welder is the most advanced machine on this list. It's a 5-in-1 unit, gas MIG, flux core MIG, stick, lift TIG, and it's spool gun ready for aluminum MIG welding, which is a rare find in this price bracket. You get a big digital LCD, intuitive controls, and the ability to run 10-foot leads, meaning you won't have to drag the welder itself around as much when working on a larger frame or gate. It's about 30 pounds, so it's heavier than the 135A class but still totally portable for a 200A welder. The Synergic MIG settings are well tuned. You can literally select your wire and metal thickness and be up and running in minutes. What stands out most is that, unlike the 135A only welders, this unit can handle up to 5/16" steel and even tackle aluminum jobs with the right spool gun. Downsides? It costs more, about twice what you'd pay for a basic 110-volt flux core box. Also, if you only need light-duty welding, it might be more welder than you need. You'll also want to budget for gas cylinders and the spool gun if you plan to take full advantage. But if you're a car builder, serious DIYer, or someone who likes to work on everything from heavy steel gates to thin auto panels or even boat repairs, the two 05DS PRO packs in the features you need without forcing you into pro-level prices. It's a machine you can genuinely grow with, from beginner projects to advanced builds. Now, for anyone just starting out who wants an all-in-one kit, the Bilt Hard MIG 135A is a terrific pick. This model includes not only the 135-amp, 110-volt 3-in-1 flux core MIG stick lift TIG welder, but also a full set of accessories, helmet, gloves, wire, and more. So you're set up for success the moment you open the box. It features a digital LED display, user-friendly Synergic controls, and even some advanced tweaks like 2T/4T trigger modes and a spot timer, which is great for working with thin sheet metal. It's lightweight, easy to move around, and covers all the basics for home repairs, garden projects, or simple fabrication. The value here is really in the kit. You don't have to hunt down extra gear or worry about missing something essential on day one. The helmet is basic but perfectly functional for beginners, and the gloves save you a trip to the hardware store. Of course, the welder itself is flux core only, no gas MIG, so you will get more spatter, and it tops out at about 1/8" steel in a single pass. Also, if you do decide to stick with welding as a long-term hobby, you might eventually want a higher-end helmet for comfort. But for anyone teaching themselves to weld or jumping in for small home projects, this kit lowers the barrier to entry and makes sure you're protected and ready to go. If you're looking for a feature-packed budget welder with a bit of extra tech, the Best MIG 135A welder is worth a close look. This model is similar to the Bilt Hard in many ways: 110 volts, 135 amps max, 3-in-1 welding, but really ups the game with a full-color digital display. You get live readouts of voltage, current, and wire speed, which is especially helpful for new welders trying to understand how settings affect results. The kit comes with the full accessory bundle: helmet, gloves, wire, torch, clamps, making it a one-stop shop for beginners. Performance is rock solid for a flux core unit, with a consistent, smooth arc and just a bit more power than some 120-amp rivals. It even lets you tweak parameters like burn back and inductance, which means as your skills improve, you won't quickly outgrow the machine. Like others in this range, it's strictly flux core, so you'll be limited to mild steel and a bit of spatter cleanup. Some users have noted that the machine is a tad bulkier than other mini welders, probably due to the robust digital screen and internals, but it's still very portable. If you enjoy having clear visual feedback as you learn and want a complete kit to get started, this one really delivers on value and usability. Moving up to more power and versatility again, the Azuno MIG 200A really pushes what you can get out of a budget-friendly welder. This dual voltage, 110 volts/220 volts, 200-amp machine offers 4-in-1 welding, gas MIG, gasless MIG, lift TIG, stick, and stands out by supporting aluminum welding via either a special liner in the MIG torch or an optional spool gun. That's huge if you're working on things like aluminum bike frames, gates, or auto parts. The front panel is modern and packed with settings, including spot weld timing and 2T/4T trigger control, making it extremely flexible for different kinds of projects. With 200 amps on tap, you can weld up to 5/16" steel on 220 volts and still handle thin sheet on 110 volts, though with less power. Despite all that capability, it weighs just 24 pounds, so it's still portable enough for most garages or field work. Azuno includes a robust set of accessories, but you will need to buy your own wire and filler metal. What really impressed me is how this machine holds up against big-name brands costing 2 or 3 times as much. Users have run 0.035-inch wire on thick steel, fixed up trailers, and even welded aluminum engine covers without issue. The only downsides are that the number of modes and settings can be a bit daunting if you're brand new, and you'll want a 220-volt outlet to unlock the full power. The included manual is decent, but I'd recommend taking your time to learn the features before tackling a big project. If you want to jump into heavier fabrication or advanced metalwork without blowing your budget, this is a fantastic option. So, which one makes the most sense for you? If you just need something simple and portable for quick fixes, go for the Welder Flux or the Captain. Want a full starter kit with the helmet and gloves included? Check out Bilt Hard or Best MIG. They've got everything right in the box, so you're ready to weld on day one. If you're planning to take on car repairs or light fabrication, the Bestark is perfect since it runs on both 110 and 220 volts and lets you get those cleaner gas welds. And if you're thinking bigger, heavier steel, larger builds, or even some aluminum work, the Welder 205DS or the Azuno are the top picks for power and versatility without blowing your budget. Bottom line, think about the projects you want to tackle and where you'll be working, then grab the model that fits best. All the product links are down in the description if you want to check them out. Thanks for hanging out, hit subscribe for more reviews and DIY tips, and happy welding!